So we finally have access to the dev server for the next major update, Seek and Destroy, and judging by what I'm seeing, this game looks incredibly nice. I mean, look at those updated graphics, just what's not to love about this? Funny enough, I actually own a physical copy of this game, and it's one of the first ones that got me into the whole idea of armored warfare. But jokes aside, before I jump into the details and overview of this dev server, I do have to let you guys know a couple of things, very important disclaimers. The first one being is that this is the dev server. Please take everything with a huge grain of salt. Things are going to change. Maybe some things might come. Maybe things will get taken away. Who knows? There's hidden things as well. I know that leak list has proven to be pretty accurate for the most part, and there's some vehicles that you may have seen in the dev server that you won't see right here. It's part of that limited privilege we get as content creators. Maybe something isn't done and they want to hype it up or something. So please bear in mind, this isn't complete. Again, take it with a gigantic grain of salt. And of course, I won't be covering every topic in this video. There's so much that's being added and a lot of things that I don't fully understand, such as AMRAAMS. When it comes to radar guide stuff, that is way out of my league of knowledge, unfortunately. I mean, you should see me in DCS. I struggle with the radar systems in my F-18. It's just, I don't know how you guys do it. It's pretty crazy. Same goes for War Thunder. I won't be going too far into detail about that, but I will showcase it to the best of my own ability. But with all of that being said, let's dive into the very first nation, of course, the Americans, starting off with the XM800T. This is basically a mini Bradley. I mean, the Bradley's tall and kind of annoying to fight against at times, but this thing looks like it, but it really isn't. Battle rating 7.7, 20mm gun, DM63, no thermal sight, no stabilizer, kind of bad optics. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to this thing, but at 7.7, it's kind of a weird spot in my honest opinion, but that really remains to be seen. Now, next up we have the F-15C, the MSIP2. I don't know what the abbreviation means, I do apologize, but basically you get AMRAAMS. It's a better F-15, AMRAAMS. I don't think you do not. Oh no, you do actually. You get GBUs, you get the usual bombs, you get AIM-9Ms. I mean, it's just a buffed up version of the existing F-15. Lots of external fuel tanks, or is that external? I have to equip these at some point, but you do get quite the loadout. Now, here's the AMRAAM. I'll show it to you here, the AIM-120A. I don't, again, fully understand this. 80-kilometer launch range, 16 lock, 35G maximum overload. Now that might be a big issue a little bit later on, but again, I don't want to say too much simply because I feel like I'm just gonna say something incorrect. Will it be something I'll be getting myself? Of course, I'll be playing it. I probably won't make a video on it, but it really remains to be seen. If you want some more experienced overview of this aircraft, there's lots of brilliant creators out there. The go-to one for me anyways is Defin. He's crazy good at this kind of stuff. So take a look at his stuff if you guys really want to get more into detail about this. But here's the Abrams. This is interesting, right? Nothing has really changed significantly about the Abrams except what I like to consider to be a nerf. And I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. Check this out. It did get the hydraulic pump. It did get some new modules, which, don't get me wrong, I understand it. I get the realism behind it, but you know, they're kind of suffering right now. They have a 35% win rate, 36, I think. And they're not doing so hot. So adding more stuff that breaks the vehicle is not really ideal in my honest opinion, but I don't mind the realism. And that's really it for this. Let's go over to the Germans. Dude, just look at this thing. It is pretty. I love the look of the Leopards. Okay, they're one of my favorite vehicles in the game. They're slick, they're sleek, and they're beautiful. And this is no exception. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Now let's see what type of firepower it has. KEW. I kind of hoped it would fire instead DM43 because KEW, it's a good round, don't get me wrong. But it's kind of unusual how this shell works. It likes to spall sometimes, at least in my experience playing with the AMBT M60. AEW is kind of a wonky round. I enjoy it. I don't mind it. It's still very unusual for me. And also, you do get what appears to be a pretty decently protected looking vehicle. But here is the kicker. This is, after all, the hull of the 2A4, which means it should be fairly vulnerable. So let's go ahead and pull out, say, Russia with a T-72B3 and pulling out 3BM60. As you can see, oh yeah, it's going to be very simple. I'm very curious now. Let's try Mango. Even the Mango round is going to go through this upper front plate without too much issue. There's one more shell type I'd like to try. That'll kind of give you a better idea of how everything's going to perform with it. So say the KBT with the M774. It might have a little bit of a hard time. In fact, it kind of looks like it won't have too much of an issue. Do keep in mind, this is dev server after all, which means it might change. But in the off chance it stays like this, I can respect it because it'll be easy to kill. The turret face, which surprisingly is not that well protected, really? Okay, dev server stuff, can't say for certain. And then we have a boat. Yeah, it's a boat. No, don't get me wrong. I absolutely... Ooh, it's got stingers, actually. What are those? What are those? They're just... Strellas. Strellas, really? That's interesting. I mean, why do you need Strellas at 3.3? What are you going to do? Shoot at props? I mean, you're shooting at World War II props with a Strela. I want to give you an observation here. It's weird to me. Yeah. And then, of course, they're getting the F4S KWS LV. Isn't this the ICE variant? It should get AMRAAMS too. But a Phantom at what? 11.7? Okay, I thought it was gonna be 12.7. It might go up a little bit, but this is very interesting. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious. If you want to educate me on this Phantom, is it better? I know there's one out there that has what, F-16 engines, I think, on it. I could be wrong. But let me know what you guys think. Now off to the Russians. Oh, that's a new battle rating, 13.0. Oh, I did skip over the boat. In truth, it's not my area of expertise. Go watch Napalm. He knows exactly what he's talking about with this kind of stuff. Brilliant creator too. But here's the Su-27 SM. Oh boy. Now, of course, you already saw the blogs, you saw the dev server. If you want more accurate information, you know exactly who to go to. But when it comes to ground pounding, this is where things get very interesting. You do get access to 4 of the KH-29 TDs. You also get paired, of course, R73s and the new R77s, which I will be carrying with my ground pounding loadout. It's like the F-15, right? I get to basically bomb targets with 3 bombs and then play cap roll for the rest of the match until I get shot down. It's going to be the exact same thing with this, and I'm looking forward to it because those 29 TDs, they are disgusting, and I love them. But R77, 50G overload. Oh boy. Now, how accurate this is going to be, because this is the stat card, I have no idea. But the fact that this thing is way more maneuverable and way stronger than the AMRAAM, I mean, I won't say what I want to say, but I will say this. I have a very, very difficult time dodging ER missiles. This thing is probably going to make my life a lot worse in GRB. If I play RRB, yeah, I probably won't. Just saying. But you do get a ton of bombs, though. Not that I would use these, but hey, you do get them. Also, what's this? Oh, that is a big bomb. It's a TV guided. Oh, 1,500 kilograms. That is a nasty looking bomb. I'm looking forward to this. Oh yeah. This is Gaijin. First thing. Cool. Cool. Now let's go over to the T80 VVM, which is not a new vehicle, right? It's old as hell, but Gaijin did give it something else. They did, okay, maybe not on this one. I do apologize. I thought it was on the T80, but I guess it's only for the T90. They did get their auto loading mechanism, which they should bring in the T72s and the T80s, but for the time being, they've only done it for the T90. As you can see right here, now those dead space shots that you guys make all the time, which I do too, will actually mean something, because this is a very sensitive system. You shoot at it, it breaks, boom. Editing Justin here, I made a small mistake. All the T72s got it. Every single one of them that I could find did get the same system as the T90M. The T80s still didn't get it for some reason. They'll probably get it at some point, but just not for the time being. But back to the video. Yeah, I think the French also got some too. We'll take a look at them a little bit later. But yeah, that's a nice change up. I'm looking forward to this. It might balance out the Russians a little bit more, but until they give it to the BVM, I don't expect too much to change. And next up is Britain. And dude, I am so excited to finally have access to a new light tank. Dude, we had the Warrior for the longest time, and man, I hate that thing. I really do. But now we finally have the Desert Warrior, a fully stabilized infantry fighting vehicle that has what TOW 2s, TOW 2As, and TOW 2Bs. Do you get, yes, you even get APFS DS. This is the first time I'm looking at this, by the way. Laser rangefinder. It doesn't look like you get a thermal sight. That might change. I kind of hope it changes, but dude, whoa, that's a lot of composite too. No spaced armor or spall liners? I guess not, but dude, I am 2 to 8 times, gunner 8 times. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Can you fire this on the move? Probably not, but yes, I am very much. Gaijin, you did it. It took you what, 4 or 5 years? And then we have the Tornado. Yeah, not my area. I'm sorry. What does it get? I'm curious. Also, AMRAAMS. Cool. Yeah, I don't need to go into this detail. I don't personally like the Tornadoes. They're flying buses, and I hate using them as Kez. And we get a premium, too. They make 21 Bison. What's it get? I'm curious. T1s, R73s. Really? R73s? Oh, boy. And you get TV-guided bombs? This is interesting, actually. This might be worth looking into to pick up as a Kaz unit, which in itself is very interesting. I'll look into this myself. If you guys want to see a video on it, let me know in the comment section, please. Oh, Japan. You guys don't get anything ground-wise, fortunately, at least not from what I could tell. Yeah. Which means you only get the F-15J Kai, which, don't get me wrong, looked beautiful. Unfortunately, it's not something I'm going to look into too much because, yes, it gets AM4s, which are good, actually. I like the stats on these, but you let me know about them. It gets very little CAS capability, which just is not my area. No, don't get me wrong. I love the dumb bombs. They work, but I prefer GBUs at this BR or any sort of guided weapon. This just doesn't help too much. And then we have a boat, the Haguro. Ooh, looks pretty, actually. What is it? Heavy cruiser? I have to look into this. I have been playing naval lately, and it's been a lot of fun, but more about that later. And then we have the Chinese with the ZSL 92 at 6.7. 6.7, really? Is it stabilized? I don't think it is. No, it really isn't. The trailer or the dev blog for it looked like it was stabilized, but seeing that it's an autocannon, it kind of makes sense that it be like a free-handed stabilizer almost, but not really. Again, battery 6.7, you do get the Type 87 AP round, which I think is almost equivalent to, no, it really isn't equivalent to DM63. No thermal sight, good mobility. I can see this kind of being almost like a, wow, it's slow too, 66 kilometers. I was gonna say maybe like an R3T20, but I don't know. This is gonna be kind of a weird setup. What's the gun depression looking like? -8 degrees? It's very tall too. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Let me know, please, comments. And then we have also the J11, which is basically the new Su-25, but they do get their own missiles, right? No, R-77s still, ET-1s, no guided munition. That's interesting. S-250s, which are fine, right? Dumb bombs, you get retarded bombs, incendiary bombs. I don't know. Not exactly one of the vehicles I'm looking forward to. But to my Chinese enthusiasts out there, let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious as well. But next up, the Italians. I think Italy is going to be one of the biggest winners because they get the Hungarian Leopard 2A7. That's right. We now have the top MBT for the Germans in a different nation, and they get a 50 cal. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Okay, listen, as an American, I can appreciate the 50 cals very much. It does look like it gets composite for the roof too. Is it? Structural steel, spall liner. Oh, that's what I love to see. Oh yeah, but here's the problem. This machine gun is going to be a shot trap. In fact, let's take a look at that really quick. Go over to the Russians, BVM, and here we go. Let's say right here, just because why not? Oh yeah, I'm gonna bully the hell out of these things with my Russian tanks very soon. What does it get firepower wise? DM53 as per usual, generation 2 thermal sights. I'd imagine mobility is still the same. It's basically a copy paste to a 7, except that you strap a 50 cal to it. But you know what's funny though? No rusty tracks. That's a Spanish thing, but still, this is gonna be exciting. And then we have a premium AMX A1A. It's basically the regular AMX with the amount of ordnance I've seen. It gets a Lightning II targeting pod and a lot of GBUs. This will be interesting. Is it gonna be worth a purchase? At 11.0 subsonic aircraft like this, you're gonna struggle a little bit, I think, but I'm still curious to see how this is going to work out. And then we have a boat, the Alano. Yeah, another boat. Cool. To my, naval players out there, enjoy. More stuff to play with. Off to next, the French. Excuse the English. This has me excited. The Vextra 105. I didn't know this thing existed. I will admit that. Is it stabilized? It's stabilized. Holy crap, an 8.7 tank with a stabilizer for the French? That is unheard of. They have a few, not too many, but I don't know why the French are allergic to stabilizers. It's just, I'm looking at you, Bernouse. Yeah, right. It is a 105. It does get the F3 round, which, it's not the best, but at 8.7, it's not terrible. No thermal sights from the looks of it. You do get a camo net, which is very interesting. I'll have to take a look at this at some point. Reload rate, I'm very curious. 8.9, so probably 7.1 seconds, I guess, with an ace crew. But another wheeled vehicle like this sounds very nice. Very good gunner sights, decent commander sight for the most part. Yeah, this looks interesting. And then we have, of course, the entire, I think it's the Dutch and Netherlands. It's just, I can't pronounce it right. It's like the BeNeLux or the BeNeLux. I'm sorry, English is very hard apparently. It's basically copy paste. I'm not kidding. It's copy paste. What's this get? 10.7, AIM-9Js, AIM-9Es. Okay, and then of course you get the F-16, the A model, which does get GPUs too. Very nice. And AGMs. Oh yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. And then we have also the F-16AM, which I believe also gets the AIM-120s as well, and a lot of GBUs. This is gonna be very interesting. Oh yeah, and more flares? Okay, what's this? 65Ds, 65Ds. If only it had the Gs, which it does. All right, this, Gaijin, throw it my way, please. And that's it for the French. Am I missing anything? No. Looks good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. Now off to the Swedish. Now this is an interesting little premium, one that I did not expect to come in, the Danish CV9035. That's interesting. It's got 35mm, obviously. I don't think it has a thermal sight. I'm pretty sure it does. And it gets this right here, the DM13. But this is a weird looking shell. What is this? Wow, okay. I've never seen such a shell type. So it does get DM23, which does make sense. I don't mind this. But this is interesting. I'll have to play more with it. It's kind of like what, a SAP shell almost, or an APCBC. I don't know. It looks really weird to me, but I'm looking forward to giving this a test try as well. Though at battle rating 10.0, I don't expect it to do very well. Not with the 35 with no sabos, or excuse me, darts. And then we have the USH 204 GK. Oh my goodness, this thing looks ugly. Just, I don't know, man, this thing. What's with the USH platform just getting everything, right? 20mm AP round 2. What battle rating? 5.3. Oh, this thing's gonna be a menace. How fast is it? It is 80 kilometers. Yeah, this thing is gonna be a menace in down tier, but 50 cal it. Kill this damn thing. I think even 7.62 can go through it. Oh yeah, this will be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing the memesters with this. And then, of course, we get a new Gripen. Oh yeah, dude, please tell me it gets what I think it does. Hold up, please. Are these it? Wait, which ones are these? Oh, okay. Yes, it does. Thank you, Gaijin. AGM 65Gs, pretty much. Thank you. Okay, just seeing the Italians get a better Gripen, CAS-wise, yeah, that was unbelievably annoying. You do get also the RB99s, which is basically just AMRAAMS, normal ones, I guess. AIM-9M, pretty much GBUs, but this, yes, I'm looking forward to this. Thank you so much. And I think that does it for the Swedish. And not a whole lot for Israel either. Hold up, I take that back. Israel is getting the namer. Finally, we're getting a light tank. Is it considered a light tank? It is. Just this has me incredibly excited because Israel doesn't have much when it comes to light tanks. In fact, they don't have anything in the light tank category, which means this is going to fill up that spot very nicely. 35 millimeter, is it 30? Yeah, it's a 30 millimeter, excuse me, gun. Decent firepower, but it does get the spike missiles. How many of them? Only 2. Yeah, that kind of sucks. It kind of puts it in the position of the KF-41 where 2 missiles are not going to be enough. Gaijin, I know you watch this. Please give them like 4. Give them an extra set. Give them 2 more sets. I mean, look at all this dead space. They're not transporting troops. Fill it with munition. How's the armor? It's not done yet. Is it stabilized? Of course. Not really sure what to think about this. I'm looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong. This thing's gonna be nasty in the hold down position, but please, Gaijin, give it more missiles if you could. Thanks. And then we have the Baz. It's just an improved version of the F-15 Israeli one. Same thing. It gets AMRAAMS. It's GBUs. It's the same as the American one pretty much, at least to my knowledge. And that's it for when it comes to all of the major vehicle additions, which again, some of them might be missing. And yes, I did miss a couple of things, such as the new UI, the fact that we're able to just drag vehicles or actually drag certain things around. I completely respect it. I love it. It's been a needed feature for the longest time. Not something that's really highly noteworthy because it's just going to be part of the game as you move on, right? But when it comes to the French, by the way, let's jump over to them really quick. As you can see right here, they did get the auto-loading mechanism, which means if you damage this, the vehicle is going to be disabled effectively until you repair it. Yeah, so cool. They needed it. I don't mind it. It's not like the Leclercs needed the help or needed the nerf, I would say. But hey, you know what? Made the game more realistic. I can appreciate that. But when it comes to the overall update, I'm kind of disappointed by the fact that we don't have many ground vehicles. I mean, the last couple of updates have been more air focused, and I get it, right? Air content is a lot more engaging for when it comes to the type of new things you can add into the game, right? There's a ton of new things even still that they can introduce. When it comes to ground vehicles, I understand there's not many vehicles left to be added into the game. We only have like what? The Armada, the Draco for the Italians. We have new versions of the Abrams, maybe later variants of the T-80s, like the 2023, 2024 variants, and the T-72, I think before. And there's still a couple of things that can be added, but really when it comes to ground forces, we are nearing its end, unfortunately, which means Gaijin is gonna have to focus, I think, more on prototypes, events, game modes, etc. to keep ground forces a little bit more interesting outside of the Kaz stuff. But let me know what you guys think about this update and some of the vehicles coming in. A little bit of a disappointment for me, but it's something I'm looking forward to playing simply because it's something new and enjoyable too. Man, just look at that thing in the back. It's so ugly. Yeah, right? But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to, to listen to this talking head. I know this was a very long video. Trust me, I feel it in my voice. It was a very long video. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed everything, and I will see you not only in the next video or even the streams, but most certainly in the next major update. I'll see you next time.